I'm Magela Rodriguez,
And I'm Milan Lukic.
and this is our first midterm for phonetics and phonology. So in this video, we're going to be tackling upon some topics such as phonetics and phonology, phoneme, minimal pairs, homophones, homoemes, homographs, varieties of English, rhoticity, and stress. Phonetics and phonology are disciplines that deal with two of the levels at which the system of a language can be described. They deal with pronunciation, or more precisely, with speech sounds and the sound system.
Phonetics is the science which studies the characteristics of human sound making, especially those sounds used in speech. It divides or segments concrete utterances into individual speech sounds. It's therefore exclusively concerned with parole or performance.
Phonology studies the sounds used distinctively in a language. It deals with the speaker's knowledge of a sound system of a language. It is therefore exclusively concerned with lang or competence.
So in summary, phonetics reveals how sounds are made, and phonology works out how these sounds are used in particular languages in order to convey meaning.
So another concept that is very important to explain here is the concept of phoneme. Phonemes are those speech sounds that have a function within the sound system. They are part of the speaker's lang or competence.
So phoneme is a unit within a set of units as the basis of our speech. If we put one of these units in the place of one of the others, we can change the meaning of the word. We find phonemes using minimal pairs. So minimal pairs are pairs of words that differ in just one phoneme. They often confuse English learners. So if we want to establish what phonemes there are in the sound system, we need to find pairs of words that differ in meaning and in only one sound. So basically, linguists do this, for example, when they record a previously unknown language. Each of the two contrasting sounds in such a minimal pair is a distinct phoneme.
So we're going to be explaining all these concepts with a text that we chose from Edgar Allan Poe, which is called The Valley of Unrest. So first we're going to read it, and there we're going to explain the concept of minimal pairs applied in the text. The Valley of Unrest. Once it smiled a silent dell, where the people did not dwell. They had gone unto the wars, trusting to the mild-eyed stars, nightly from their azure towers, to keep watch above the flowers, in the midst of which all lay, the red sunlight lazily lay. Now each visitor shall confess the sub-valley restlessness. Nothing there is motionless, nothing save the airs that brood over the magic solitude.
Ah, by no wind are stirred those trees that palpitate like the chill seas around the misty Hebrides. Ah, by no wind those clouds are driven that rustle through the unquiet heaven, uneasily from morn till even, over the violets there that lie, in myriad types of the human eye, over the lilies that there wave and weep above a nameless grave. They wave from out their fragrant tops, eternal dews come down in drops. They weep from off their delicate stems, perennial tears descend in gems.
Okay, so if we're going to explain minimal pairs, in this text, we can mention some of them. So the first minimal pair that we find is had and sad. The only difference is the phoneme changes for the phoneme. Day is also minimal pairs with lay, and lay is at the same time minimal pair with lie, only that the phonemes that change are different. And chill is minimal pairs with till. The ch phoneme changes for a t phoneme.
Okay, so another concept worth mentioning are the homophones. These are the words that have the same pronunciation. So in many cases, they will be spelled differently.
So we didn't find respective examples of homophones in the text, but we found words that are homophones, such as not, there, which, sun, heirs, brood, no, cease, by, mourn, lie, and way. On the right column, we have the phonetic transcription for these homophones. And when we see the phonetic transcription, we can find that there is two possible transcriptions. Each one of these transcriptions correspond to whether an American or an English variety of English. So that leads us to our next topic, which is varieties of English and rhoticity.
Okay, so when do we pronounce the R consonant sound? Do we pronounce every single one in these examples to the left that we were able to find in this poem? These are words like visitor, stars, morn, over, there. Basically, in a standard British English accent, the R consonant should be completely silent because they have a rule. The British pronounce the R when it comes before a spoken vowel sound. So, for example, they pronounce the R sound in words like myriad, restlessness, grave. These are examples found in the poem. They make an R silent by pronouncing the pure vowel sound. So erotic R sound is pronounced strongly in standard American English. But there are a lot of regional variations though. For example, in Scotland, Ireland, and in the southwest of England, rhotic accents are used. Also, the non-rhotic sound is used in New England and parts of the American South.
So a rhotic accent would pronounce these words visitor, stars, morn, over, and there, whereas a non-rhotic accent would pronounce it visitor, stars, morn, over, and there.
Stress is another important concept. Basically, every word in English has at least one stressed syllable that will sound longer, louder, and clearer than the others. Stress is all about contrast. The main components of stress are loudness, pitch, duration, and sound quality.
Some linguists propose numerous rules, which English word stress supposedly follows. But it is a complex phenomenon, and rules seem to have many exceptions. So Skandera and Borley prefer speaking about broader tendencies. Factors that influence stress are word origin, word class, and whether there are suffixes. According to Roach, there is a general tendency for verbs to be stressed near the end of a word and for nouns to be stressed near the beginning. Some examples of these are confess, descend, which are verbs that are accentuated in the final syllable, and people, towers, flowers, and valley, which are nouns that are accentuated in the first syllable.
So all three syllables, verbs that ends in ate, are accentuated in the first syllable, like palpitate. When a free syllable noun has a strong final syllable, that syllable will not usually receive the main stress. So these are both examples found in a poem. Palpitates and the other one is violet.
So stress in connected speech. Sentence stress depends on the amount of syllables of the word, the etymology, and if there are suffixes. So we can divide words in two categories to consider whether they're going to be stressed in connected speech or not. The first category would be content words, which are words that contain meaning by themselves. They are usually stressed in connected speech. Generally nouns, adverbs, most verbs, adjectives, some prepositions, and some connectors. And on the other hand, we have structure words, which are the other words. They don't carry any meaning. They're usually unstressed. Articles, most prepositions, and most pronouns are some connectors. These are words that, if seen alone, they don't convey any meaning. They need to be in connection with content words. So in connected speech, the accentuated syllable of the content word is going to be the one accentuated.
Okay, so basically this is our poem with the stressed syllables and words that are ending and that are having rhymes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, since this is a poem, this is not prose, so it has a particular rhythm to it. So we found that most of the last words of the poem are stressed to provide that rhythm. And here we can see all the accentuated syllables in the poem.
Okay, another concept worth mentioning are the homographs. These are the words with same spelling but that have a different meaning.
So in the poem, we could only find two words that are homographs. Wind, which with another definition would be pronounced wind, and tears, which with another definition, a verb, is tears.
Homonyms are another topic. They're spelled the same, like homographs, and pronounced the same, like homophones, but basically they're having different meanings.
We found many examples in the text of words that have homonyms. For example, light in the text is the definition used is the energy from the sun in this case that makes it possible to see things, but it has a homonym which is light, which means easy to move, lift, not weighing very much. The word lay in the poem means to put somebody or something in a particular position, especially when it's done carefully or gently. But it has a homonym called, which means not having expert knowledge or professional qualifications in a particular subject. Even is another word that has a homonym. In this poem, it means evening, actually. And it has two homonyms, one that means that can be divided exactly by two, or equal are the same for each person, team, place, etc. Over is another word which has a homonym. In this poem, it means above or more, in this case, above. But in its homonym, it means across the street, an open space, etc. Types is another word that has a homonym. In this poem, it means a class or group of people or things that show particular qualities. But the homonym means to write something using a computer, keyboard, or typewriter. And wave is the last word that we found. In this text, it means a raised line of water that moves across the surface of the sea, ocean, etc. And the homonym means to move your hand or arm from side to side in the air in order to attract attention, say hello, etc. So thank you very much. This was our midterm. I hope it was of your enjoyment. In this last slide, we're going to present the references that we used. We worked with the video from Jürgen Handke, from Martin Hegwing's Kenton County ESL video on basic sentence stress. We also use Roach and Skanderan Borley. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.